Hey, I'm Agent Zero, and you're watching Wook Vision TV. It's definitely like the defining album of Agent Zero music now, because we've always been evolving our sound and refining it, but now it's just like the next level of this kind of sound, in which it's not quite dubstep, it's not quite house music, it's not quite a band, it's not quite like a DJ either. So we're in this weird space, but I think I finally came up with a term of what the Agent Zero sound is, and that's visionary sound, because it's all like very psychedelic, and honestly, it was like when I make music and stuff, I just see, like, my imagination just goes crazy, and I see all these images and things, and basically like movies playing in my head. So it only makes sense to call it visionary sound. But if you were to like buzzword it out, it's like psychedelic bass music, and like glitch hop, but also like drum and bass and house. It covers all genres, but it's like with my style, yeah. Growing up, I was really into like rock and like metal when I was in like early high school and stuff. So I really liked Lamb of God and like Slayer and Slipknot and stuff when I was like a young kid. But then the band Children of Bodom had a keyboard within that, so I was like, oh, that's like really cool. Like, I like this like electronic element to this metal music that I really like listening to. And then after that, I got into like classic rock, and like that had that whole thing. And then Jimi Hendrix is like one of my favorites. But then after that, like, I got into the Disco Biscuits and Lotus and STS9. I found out about them, and I was like, wow, I didn't even know that like music could like be like danceable, and you could be in a space where you can just dance with these really cool lights and stuff. And I was like in high school when I saw the Disco Biscuits for the first time, and they just blew my mind, and I had a great time, and like got wavy with my friends, and like that was like really cool. But that was the start of it all, was like that turning point. And I was really into jam band music. I really found a lot of love for Soundtribe Sector 9. They're like one of my main influences and favorite bands, and Lotus is up there too. And then shortly after that, we went to Camp Bisco, like 6. So that was like a long time ago, right? And like we were just like, whoa. Saw Infected Mushroom, Humphreys McGee, and Disco Biscuits all on the first night, and we were just like turned. So it was just like, dang. It's just like sensory overload, but it was amazing. But yeah, so that's like kind of where that whole thing came from. And then I was exposed to all the dubstep wave stuff that came in and all that. So that's kind of where the music tastes kind of come from so far. Well, yeah, that was like, I definitely wanted to be in a band after that. Like, I was playing drums, and I was like, okay, we can play drums like this, like, yes. So I was just jamming with like my best friends growing up. One of my buddies played bass, another buddy played guitar, and like we jammed with like occasionally other people that were kind of on that wavelength, but not really, because it was like I grew up in suburban Connecticut, so there was like kind of far between people and like whatever. But we never got out of my basement. But we had fun. We had a lot of fun, and we had some people come over to my house and we played, and that was it for that. Oh, Starkey, he was my sound recording professor at Community College of Philadelphia, and I went to school for sound recording music tech at CCP in Philly. And that's when I discovered electronic music and production on it. I was like, wow, okay. So I was in Philly, like, looking for a band. Can't really find one as a drummer. Didn't get into UArts like I wanted to, and my backup was community college. So then I discovered like electronic music production. So I'm like, okay, I can make whatever music I want without comparing, without like abiding to anybody else's schedule but mine. Like, yes, this is exactly what I want to do. So after that, it was just like all guns blazing. I was probably like, I just like latched onto Starkey and just like asked him all the questions and like really tried to learn as much as I possibly could off of him, and it really, really worked. It's probably annoying at some points, but like, I had to learn what I had to learn. Right. So, yeah.
Do you still work with him? Like,
yeah. He does mastering on my tracks. Yeah, Arbos Mastering, shout out, is really awesome. So yeah, if you ever need mastering services for any producers out there, he's the guy to go to for sure. Mojo Rising is starting to make some tracks. He was always known as a DJ, but he's came to me to get learnt. But yeah, I'm showing him some cool things. So yeah, watch out for some tracks from him. Other people, Mickey Dabla started taking some lessons from me too. Yeah, so there's some other people too, but they're all like young budding producers, so nobody's like dropping albums just yet. But yeah, they're great. They're great.
That's
yeah.
Good. That's awesome. It probably feels great.
It feels really good, man. It feels to use my degree and like be able to teach people, and watching somebody learn something, you know what I mean, is like that you taught them. You're just like, yes, like with like assistants that you have or something like that. You're just like, yeah, you get it. Okay, you got it. Yeah, it's awesome. Golden Spiral is my homie. He's my roommate. He does really awesome like reggae dub bass fusion, and he also is really nice with like animations and graphics and stuff. He's sick. Yeah, he's definitely somebody worth checking out. Camp Bisco is very exciting because it's like the first festival I ever went to that I got to rage out at, and I was like, wow. So now playing it so many years later is like really awesome. And it's the second time because we did this pre-party in 2015. But yeah, so this time that was only like the day before party, and I was like the very first person to play. So it was like, it was like whatever, but it was still really cool. But now we're playing on a Saturday, 4 to 5 p.m. Like, that's ridiculously awesome. Yeah, I'm so excited.
Now, is that going to be with your live thing?
Yes. Okay. So we're doing the full band. We got approved for that. So drums, guitar, saxophone.
Who are all those people?
So we got my right-hand man, Jay Luber, on guitar. He's awesome. He's like the Shredder. We've just like nicknamed him the Shredder. He's hilarious. But yeah, then we got Rob Potter on sax and wind synth now, which is really cool because he's got like this Yamaha rack thing, and he can play guitars and drums and stuff on it too. It's like wild. And then we got DJ Ha on drums, which is my buddy from back in the day, and he's the man. So all together we're Agent Zero, and we're just killing it. And I'm very excited to be playing with the full band because that's the way it really should be heard, because it's like all the things I was talking about before is finally like where I wanted it to be. Yeah, it was like a gradual like thing. It was like I made all the albums myself and like did all these things by myself for a while, and I had a good 2-3 albums out that was just me and some collabs from people, but like it was really started out as that. But then not that long after those releases, I ended up meeting Jay, who played guitar, and he was just a guitar player, and he was really good, and he was on my wavelength. So like I tracked him on tried a few licks on some songs, and ended up chopping up samples from him and like warping these into guitar solos because they were just like chill licks at first, but then I was like, play this, and like that's kind of how we've been operating. But also he's grown into like a co-conspirator of mine, so like we make tracks, and like he'll just like toss some ideas out, and Rob Potter, my sax player, will toss some ideas out, and we'll all like try everything. So like you're going to hear some of their ideas within Agent Zero music as well. So, and then I was like, it really needs drums. So like we got my buddy Ryan to start playing drums, and we run a click track on his headphones. So he's like just locked in with us, and it just like makes the whole thing come alive. So I'm like really stoked about it. Yeah, it's the way it's meant to be. It's like a little bit of both, It's like having people around to bounce ideas off of is like really good. Like there's like, gives and takes and everything, But if like I were to do it by myself, it's like you can only go so far by yourself to some degree when you're trying to do what I do, that like you can create much more with multiple people. You know what I mean? Just something that's bigger than everybody, but also, it's just a matter of like managing like efficient studio time. Because if I have everybody there while I'm making tracks, opinions start flying everywhere, and it's really hard to like try everybody's idea and like stay focused on one thing. So it's like I really like to just like take samples and then work on it for a while and then bounce back ideas like that. But yeah, it's all for the better. It's definitely better with the band, 100%. Yeah. Oh man, a lot of people will definitely want to see Bonobo. I love Bonobo. The Floozies for sure. They got a good set, which I'm excited about. And who else? Some people to watch out for. I don't even know. I've been so busy just doing my own thing that I'm like, oh, this is cool, but I gotta like really hustle. But Liquid Stranger, of course, like he's really really awesome. Space J. There were some other like young names on there that were really sick too, but I can't remember them right now. But yeah. You can catch me at Satellite Ranch Festival, which is really exciting, and it's Labor Day weekend, so that's like at the end of the summer. And also, I got this winter booking someplace in upstate New York that's really sacred, but it's gonna be freaking awesome. So, yeah. Other than that, right now I'm just in full track mode. I just don't even really want to be playing too many shows right now. Like I did, like I'm on camp and I'm on some other festivals, but right now it's like really just all about making new music in my new space because I just moved and like I really just want to like make a whole bunch of crap and express like different ideas and like different like sub projects within Agent Zero too. So we'll see.
So are you already working on the next album?
Yeah, already. Yeah, I definitely have enough. I have a stockpile of tracks right now that I'm just like kind of pulling from and like formulating those into releases. So I got at least 2 that I'm sitting on. So yeah, and it's good to kind of do that way. So I don't like blow my load, all at once. Yeah, because there's a slump that comes after that, and it's not fun. It's not fun. You're like, I have nothing. This is bad. Yeah, we're going for fall tour. We're hitting up like bigger venues that know about us and stuff, and we really want to like do that, as well as local and stuff too. But I imagine a Northeast tour from like probably up around Vermont, New Hampshire, down to like DC, most likely, because I know a lot of people from Connecticut, so I can pull people from all around there, and I know I have really good friends in Baltimore and DC, like the DC Mischief Crew, Party Liberation Front, and then we always travel with the Bangarang Squad. Those guys are great. So, yeah, I got friends all over the place.
And I saw you guys, I think, not too long ago went out to San Fran.
Yeah, last year.
That's right.
Oh, that tour was awesome. So we played at Wormhole Wednesday with Thelum. I don't know if you know Thelum. We played with him there, and then we drove all the way down to LA to play at the Blackbirds Warehouse, which is another Burning group and Burning Man group, and that was dope. We played this like late night after hours set and like 3:30 in the morning outside in this warehouse district in downtown LA. So it was just like warehouses everywhere, and like, oh man, that was like the craziest thing, because like you're under the stars, there's like fire spinners and topless girls and like everybody coming from all these like after parties or from all these parties to come party here, and all the other venues shut down because of like Ghost Ship. Like rest in peace like everyone at Ghost Ship. Some of my friends were lucky to like almost go and not, and like some people like almost went and didn't go, and like I'm so glad they're still here and stuff. Ghost Ship was this art and music collective of people like burners, but they were living in this warehouse in Oakland, but they had like all these flammable things there. And California's like really dry, but like a fire happened in the warehouse and it went up within 10 minutes and killed like 25 people. Some of my friends like lost their really good friends and stuff. It was like really, really sad. And then after that, like across the nation, like everybody got all the warehouse spaces shut down. All the stuff, all the like renegade stuff happening in LA was shut down except for this like one thing. So like people were looking to go out, but because of those events, like nobody was really like able to have a space, but these guys did, and like so everybody showed up there. So that was really cool to like be a part of that. And then we just drove all the way back to San Fran in our hotel. We had a car with unlimited miles, so we were just like, all right, yeah, cool. Yeah, right. Oh, it was great. Oh my god. And then we went to Muir Woods in the Redwoods, and like, yo, best 420 ever, ever, ever. Best day of my life. Still so great. Never forget that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Well, man, I hope that your project continues to help
Oh,
you
it
travel.
definitely will. We are not going anywhere. We're stronger than ever, if anything, you know. So I'm very excited. And then, yeah, expect more releases and remixes to come out real soon.
Awesome. Where can
Cool,
we
man.
find all of that?
You'll be able to find it on agentzeromusic.com. You can also buy my record at agentzeromusic.com or send me a message, you know, Instagram and social media and all that stuff too. But yeah, expect it probably in the fall, winter time, somewhere around there.